This guy started to share his faith with me at university, and if I'm really honest with you, I was not very interested in Jesus, but I was quite interested in him.
Yes.
So I was like, do tell me more, and he invited me to church, and I was like, that's a date. Obviously, that must be a date. But anyway, he started to share his faith, and the church was so kind to me. They were so welcoming, and eventually I was sat on this golf course in Plymouth, looking over the view, and I didn't even know it was a prayer, really, but I remember saying to God, if you are real, if this stuff is true, this would be life-changing, and I would have to completely change my life. And at that point, this old guy just walked past me and asked if he could sit on the bench next to me. And I was like, okay, fine. And he said, young lady, I don't live in this country. I'm something called a missionary. And as I walked past you, I just really felt prompted to say to you that God really loves you. And I don't know, whether he was an angel, I don't know, but I know that that moment I knew that God was real. So I went back to the university, found the chaplain, and just gave my life to Jesus. And I can't say that everything changed overnight, but I would say at that moment, I suppose that foundation of unconditional love started to be built. And it was life-changing, completely life-changing.
And didn't you say to the chaplain something like, God is real?
Yeah, I walked in, I was like, so it turns out God is real. He's like, yeah, I know. And he said, do you want me to pray a prayer for you? I was like, absolutely not. I'm going to pray it for myself. And he laughed. And I met him years later, actually. And he said he'd never had anyone rush into the chaplaincy at the university so determined to give their life to Jesus. So obviously that moment stuck in his brain as well, which is really lovely, because it really was a life-changing time.